Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Cedric Kennedy, and I'm not going to switch over yet because I need to prepare y'all. This is going to be my normal background. This is not my normal background, but I'm going to switch to because it's very sparkly. It's flickering of light. So if you're light sensitive or anything like that, go ahead and minimize this. All right, minimize it, and then give me a thumbs up though. So I'm gonna switch over. So I gave you fair warning. It's flickering lights. It's a sparkly. It's a sparkly. Whatever. Last year 4th of July stuff. All right. I just want to give y'all ample fair warning before I switch over. I think that's fair. I'm gonna change it, but I mean, like in the next video. But this is a celebration for me. Because of the title. Yeah. So today we'll talk about Trump got COVID-19. That's what I'm talking about today. Now, if there are any interruptions or skips, my bad. I've been having major issues with this computer. It's like 10 years old, maybe even older. So this is trying to pull up. Here we go. I have to click. There's nothing to see on screen. I'm just trying to get to. I put in report space Trump has COVID-19. So news. The first one is from NBC News. The headline says Trump says he and First Lady will self-quarantine after aide Hope Hicks tests positive for, and I'm sure the rest is COVID-19. No, it'll probably say coronavirus or something because we just so dumb we can't call it what it is. The first thing we heard, we stick with, and it was like, we ain't gonna change. We're not gonna say anything different. We just screw change. I guess maybe that's why we still keep electing racists into offices and stuff, because it's always been racism, and it's like, look, we're not gonna change anything, and we don't want the racism to change. We just want to have something to fight. We don't want to get rid of it. We just want something to fight and keep going at it so we can have something to complain about. Because if there's no racism, there's nothing to hold us down. There's nothing to hold us down, then there's nothing to rise up against. If there's nothing to rise up against, then we just live. And who wants to just live? We need to have something to fight. That's what it seems like. It's weird. Racism, you can get rid of that from office at any given time. Rationale, common sense, legislation, arguments, and whatnot. You can get rid of it. You can expose it and then get rid of it. It's easy. Just honestly do it. Don't BS. Just talk. Get the conversation out there. Be real. Expose the people for what they're doing, what they're saying, and what they're not doing, and what they're not saying. Expose them for who and what they are and say, we need to vote these people out. And need to get some people in there. And then when you find out what they are, get them out immediately. It's that simple. It really is. Easier than I'm saying, truthfully. But then we got the next one. International Business Times. President Trump, First Lady Melania tests positive for COVID-19. Now the first one was 1 hour ago. This one's 2 hours ago. Then we got New York Times, which is 1 hour ago. On Twitter, Trump says he has tested positive for coronavirus. Coronavirus. Because they can't do anything different. Can't. Okay. Down here is I'm looking. It's just it came up on a cozier search. Trump is quarantine process after top aide gets COVID. So, what this is saying is he's not taking responsibility. He doesn't really have it. It's just that his aide got it and they're quarantining themselves in case they have it. But it's a hoax. So they don't have it. It's a hoax. They're just quarantining to show what? But, earlier this year, when Trump went to Brazil and met with their president got COVID-19 while Trump was there. He didn't have it until Trump got there, shook his hand, talked in the same area, and left. That's when he got it. There's people that's been around Trump, his security staff, so they didn't have it, but then they got it being around Trump. I'm just saying, because back in some months ago, I said, I think Trump got it, and they hiding it. And they won't even let the man's tax records be public. Look how long it took to get them. And I don't even give a damn about his tax records. I don't care how much he paid or haven't paid. We know every single thing is gifted and grifted and whatnot into the pockets of the wealthy or those that claim to be wealthy. We know that. There is nothing else to prove. We know it. Move on and get more shit. You're not going to indict him. You're not going to put him in prison. You're not going to arrest him. You're not going to publicly shame him properly just to your own circles. Move on, social media. If you're not going to do anything about it or urge your listeners to do anything about it, just really don't even mention it. Or mention it in passing. You know, like you do when most black people get killed. Mention it just enough to get the views and then shut the fuck up. But see, for this, I'm happy. Because if he got it, I'm glad he got it. I hope he gets it bad. I hope he's all messed up. I hope his insides get gnarly. You know, that's the truth. I don't have any goodwill for this dude. I don't care if he's all great and stuff. No, I don't. No, look, this man with the utterance of a few words in February, after they known in November, the year before, he could have legitimately saved 200,000+ lives. Donald Trump could have saved everyone in the United States if he didn't get rid of Obama's protocols and stuff. He could have been the man to say, I didn't let this foreign agent in. See what I'm saying? He could have been that guy. He could have been that guy, but he didn't. He didn't want to be that guy. You know, Trump he wanted to rile his base. It's a hoax. It's just a thing for the Democrats. It's a hoax. Democrats even got them thinking that the Democrats and Obama had something to do to make it up in China, bring it here, and infect everybody, although it's a hoax. It's not real, but the Democrats created it. No one used common sense. No one used common sense. Trump got COVID-19. That's good. That's good. But let me tell you what's wrong. Let me tell you what's wrong with that. Trump is going to get the best care on our dime. Taxpayer money is going to give him the best health care that he won't give anybody else. The people that work to pay him the money to get great care, he won't give that great care to the people that work so that he can have it. And that's every single politician right now. Even those that's shouting, you know, we got to fight for universal health care. I don't hear that. I don't hear that anymore. I don't hear about the fight for it. I don't hear anyone saying we need to get forward-thinking people in. I don't hear anyone advocating for people that are forward-thinking unless they're already popular. So since Trump got COVID-19, maybe it'll be like, wait, I got sick. And I said this was a hoax. I downplayed it. You know, maybe I was wrong. You know? And if the Republican base doesn't pour their hearts out to him, if his Republican compatriots don't pour their hearts out to him, I wonder if Trump will be so angry, so nasty inside and angry that he would actually push for universal health care and other things just to stick it to him out of vengeance. I'm curious about that. I'm curious. Because he'll be that angry. But then someone say, look, I know you're mad, but if you give universal health care, black people and illegals will get health care too. And he'd be like, oh yeah, you're right about that. But I'm so pissed. You know what? We'll institute Trump care. We've got rid of everything of Obamacare. We'll introduce Trump care, and Trump care, we're like, no, it wasn't called that. It was called, it's Trump care. They had Obamacare. We got Trump care. No, they didn't call it Obamacare. They called it, then it's like, I told you. It's Trump. Put my name on it, and everyone's got to pay me 3% off of every bill they get. So 3% of their medical bill I'm going to get because it's Trump care. Think I'm lying? It's possible. You know, it's possible. You know, he's not gonna have a true sick day. They're gonna hop him up on every med. They're going to take good care of this little racist, lying, narcissistic, megalomaniac piece of crap. They're going to take care of this up-failing piece of shit. That's what they're going to do. They're going to take care of them. And Trump's going to be like, oh, it's nothing. It's not that bad. It's no big deal. You know, I think I got the sniffles. I think maybe a little lightheaded. I don't know. But me, you know, I was great. Melania was there too. It's going to be all something like that. And let's say Trump was all jacked up and all sick and stuff. He's going to be like, no, it was a peaceful time. You know, I sweated a little bit. I coughed a few times, but it went about, it was nothing. So it's all a hoax. Trust me. It wasn't even COVID-19. They thought it was, but it wasn't. It was the flu, you know. And they said it might be something of COVID-19, but it was really something of the flu, you know. Trust me, he's going to go with that, you know. But he got it. How many? And look. You have this virus. You dead in 3 weeks. Usually that's it. You dead in 3 weeks. But you know what? This dude, what he don't know is you walk around with it for about a day, maybe 2. It takes 2 days for symptoms to start kicking in. It's a virus that's not bright enough to know what to catch on in humans. At the same time, once it catches on, it's a mofo. That's what it is. It's going to take a long time for that tractor trailer to climb those 10 miles up that hill to hit you. But I'm telling you, if you don't get out the way, you dead. So he's going to get great health care. I wonder if he's got all the ventilators. Like, give me all the ventilators. You know, it's a hoax. 200,000+ people dead and more on the rise. Over 2 million infected and rising. While every other country has pretty much almost defeated this damn thing, ours is going up. Trump was right about closing the borders. It's just that he was talking to the wrong people. And he was on the inside looking out. And everyone else is like, you know what? You got a point. We're going to close the borders because y'all people dangerous. Y'all too stupid to be around us. Put like this. If it did come from a man that got it from bat blood, from however they got it, and y'all call that man stupid or that woman stupid, it's worse that it's here and you're going out in this willingly. It ain't like you got to go to work. No, y'all just like, I just want to go outside because of freedom. Trump got it. He wore a mask. Remember, Trump was wearing a mask. So he got it. He was wearing a mask. So masks don't help. No. He wore a mask when he felt like it, if he wanted to. That's what Trump did. So if you gamble, which is mask on, mask off, you gamble long enough, you're gonna roll them snake eyes. You're going to crap out. Something bad going to happen. Because whether you win or whether you lose when it comes to gambling with this virus, the virus wins. And you can get it, be asymptomatic, and feel nothing, but you done killed everyone in your house. It can live on cardboard and stuff like that and paper. It can live about 3 hours, sometimes 5 if it's a little damp. But if it gets on plastics, metals, and stuff, it can 9 hours to a few days, depending upon moisture and things like that. It all depends on what it gets on. So if you go out wearing gloves, you got to pick something up. Put some disinfectant on your hands. Get some serious, like alcohol mixed with some kind of gel stuff or some medical grade antibacterial, antiviral. Spray it on the gloves, rub it like it's lotion on your gloves, and go handle your business. And then reapply at little points in case when it starts to dry up. That's what I do. Gloves, spray, get the little, yeah. And then be like, yep, ready to handle some packages. Get a box in here. You know what I do? I spray it down. I drench it. I drench that box down on a towel and I give it about a day. And then I open it with gloves. Take the stuff out. Wipe it down with the medical stuff gloves. Trump was like, I ain't gonna wear my mask today. Matter of fact, I'm going to this Q-tip company while everyone's masked up. I'm not going to take the clue. I'm not going to take the hint. I'm not going to take the cue. I'm just going to no mask. And they're going to have to discard a few tons of freshly made Q-tips because I was in there breathing and all that shit. That's what Trump did. That cost them a lot of money. It cost doctors a lot of those long sterile Q-tips and stuff. Cost them a lot. You know, this dude is responsible for the families of over 200,000 people. This man is responsible for, migrants at the border not only being detained wrongfully, but being treated torturously, being treated unfairly. This man is responsible for women being forced to have hysterectomies and stuff. Sterilization camps, basically. This guy is in charge of an oil company that broke treaties with Native Americans. The first Americans, if you want to break it down, broke treaties. And he ain't the one that started. Obama started that. Trump was like, he only went a little bit in. I'm going to do the damn thing. This man assassinated generals and whatnot that had nothing to do with us. Yeah. So him getting COVID-19, I don't care if he dies. I don't care how sick he get. I honestly hope he kicks the fucking bucket. But instead, truth be told, I don't want him dead. I want this motherfucker to suffer. I want him to get fucked up like some of these other people have with COVID, and they'll never recover properly. I want him to go through that shit. That's what I want. And I want him to spend so much money on high medical bills that he can't make a profit. It's gone. That's what I want. I want him to reap the fucking rewards of this shit that he started 3 years ago. 3 years ago, he started breaking everything down that keep us alive. Just earlier this year, sometime last year, he could have saved us all, but he didn't. He decided to keep doing things to make money and break us down. Then there were bad people on both sides. No, there's bad people on one side and good people on the other. When one side is full of Nazis with MAGA hats and the other side is no racism and they're wearing blue hats, it's obvious. Saying this guy is all right with the Proud Boys, but then he doesn't know about any of them. He anoints the smartest, brightest people, and then when they fuck up, he don't know them. He hasn't spent that much time with them, but it's okay. He's never been friends with certain people he's in photos with. He's never taken as many vacations as Obama, although he's barely at work. He says build a wall and the Mexicans are going to pay for it. And they say, I'm going to pay for no fucking wall. Like, hell yeah. Man, Trump don't have a good foot to put forward. And sadly, since we can't stop voting against our own interests, neither do we. And I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but he said, I will never forgive these people for getting Biden voted in. I feel about the same way. But the thing is the part. Biden got in because all the gaming people didn't go out and vote. That's why Biden won. That's why he beat Sanders. Sanders beat himself out of racism. Biden is a racist. Trump is racist. Oh, you think Sanders won't racist? You got a black man in there and he's supposed to be your advisor. And he says, you got to get the black vote. We got to go out and do these things and you don't listen. What's wrong? When you know you got to get the black vote in the South to make sure that you can lock that area because that's roughly 50% of this whole thing. and you don't go? You don't talk to the South? You just talk to the middle class wherever you go? Oh, you messed up. That's just the truth. And Trump having COVID-19, how does that relate to it all? Not necessarily. I'm just kind of talking. It's a celebration. I'm getting stuff off my chest because, oh, it's 20 minutes. Okay, cool. You know what? I'm going to say this for y'all that stuck in long enough. All right, because most people get done at about 2 or 3 minutes or whatnot. And then some just say, I hung in there for 7 minutes or 10 minutes. But then they go watch somebody's live stream and they can watch it for an hour or two. So fuck that shit. All right, that's some bullshit. What's wrong with y'all? Any case. And whatever bullshit reason y'all just said or want to type, y'all need to think about that shit before you type it. Because if you type something stupid, I'm going to call you out on it. And if you can't handle it, then shut the fuck up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have fun because you know what? It's Halloween. No, it ain't. Halloween is October 31st. Nope. It's Halloween. From October 1st until the 31st, it's Halloween. I celebrate Halloween. And what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to go into full detail. I'll do that on another why I do this. But what I'm going to do different is for this channel, and I'm going to put it up on Medium. I have some odd, quirky, jacked up stories that jump into my head every once in a while. And I want to tell them. And they might be short stories. Like if I wrote it, it might be about maybe 2 to 3 paragraphs. Just something that jump into my head real quick, and I'll just tell it. I'll give it a title. It'll be like story, or something like that. Story, and maybe a title. I might say story 1 or story 2. I don't know. But what do y'all think? Should I give them a title, or should I just be like story number 1, story number 2, and then, or what? I don't, it's up to you. Or story, the number, and then a title. That's up to y'all. But that's how it's going to be titled. Story, something. Or I'll put fiction. Yeah, fiction. Just so y'all know it's not real. Now, just to be honest with you, some stories I might put a little bit of something that's actually real. And if a story is real, but I did these before, the Lightning Lady and some other stuff, things that were actually real. I've gone over those. I think the title might be The Lightning Lady, but you can find it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, because October I want to have a little fun. I want to have a little fun, and I think y'all want to have a little fun too. And for this, I think the stories, I'll put it in its own little category instead of because if I do some political stuff or some social stuff. I mainly do social stuff. I'm not a political guy. I'm not a political analyst. I'm just not. I've got better things to do than to analyze shit that don't matter. I really do. And if you can prove to me that these analyzing politics matter, I'd like for you to try. Because all I ain't got to say but 2 words. Nothing's changed. That's how much it matters. Y'all don't change, they don't change, the system don't change because y'all don't change. Can't complain. It takes more than 1,000 people to change the system. So there you go. Throw me your argument. I'll be waiting on you. Oh hell no, I am not gonna do this with the number 23 on this time. I'm just gonna ramble on until it turns to 24 minutes. Because I'm just gonna ramble. And just blah, 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 and yeah, and now I got that. All right, 24 minutes. All right, this has been Sidra Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.